Welcome. I'm Dr. Stephen Weiniger. Welcome to the May is Posture Month webinar. This is a kickoff of something that I'm really excited about. My attention for the past few months has been increasingly on this project. For the past few weeks, it has been largely, and for the past week, it has been insanely on this project. My team's been working really hard, and they've got a new nickname for me now. I'm now called the Chief Posture Evangelist, because that's what we're doing with the May is Posture Month project. If you haven't been to the posturemonth.org website, check it out. It's about promoting posture as important for general health. Right now, if you're on this call, you know posture is important. We all do. And there's more awareness in the general media about the effects of posture on health, that how posture can affect aging, how posture can affect anxiety, your energy level, as well as things that people never thought about. Diabetes, heart disease, all having a strong link to posture. And we have been seeing this in a lot of research, and there's been a bunch of press about it. And we are using the science and the social direction of an aging society that spends too much time hunched over phones and computers to really make a push to do what we believe is the largest public health effort ever about posture. We've got the support of dozens of associations that embrace posture and are supporting this initiative. In the chiropractic world, as well as the massage world, PT, PE, and health teachers, Pilates and yoga and Tai Chi instructors, fall prevention people, nurse practitioners. We are working to build a collaborative message that posture is important with key influencers. And starting next week, with the beginning of May is Posture Month, we have a significant push going to media and press people about this initiative as well. Right now, we're talking to you, people in the health world, wellness professionals, about talking to the people in your world, your current and prospective patients, clients, students, and community, people with whom you interact and with whom you want to interact, that the simple message that posture is important is something that you can help them become more aware of. Michael Millikan put it well: giving yourself to others is the most important thing. When you give, you get something in return. This is not about building a practice as much as making people aware that posture is important and helping them to do things to help themselves. For the May is Posture Month campaign, we're going to take the 31 days of May to help you communicate about posture internally to the people with whom you currently see, externally in your community, virtually, online, and in social media. And this is really important because the world is going in that direction more than you realize, as well as personally, to take an opportunity for you personally to become more aware of your posture and to take better care of your posture. The goal is moving posture socially with the toolkits that we've created, beginning with the announcement poster of May is Posture Month. You guys will get the PDF of this poster in your toolkit. You can print it out. We suggest making a few copies of it and putting it around the office. And it's talking about posture. It's not being good or bad. It's strong or weak, which means there's room to improve it. Recognizing that posture is really important is, as I said, it's a huge project that we are pushing in the public health arena. I need to thank our friends, our supporters, our sponsors, and especially my team that has been working tirelessly for the past few weeks on this project. That simple message, posture is really important, is something that's shared by many people, including the sponsors of this. Thank you guys. And it's something that's actionable, that it's something that you can do something about. And posture affects your health. We know that. It affects your appearance, your mood, your attitude, and literally your happiness. And we are constructing a social dialogue for you and for other professionals, thousands of other professionals, about posture, for you to print out both internally and externally, for you to post online and share and communicate a single message, a congruent message, that good posture is about more than standing straight and more than keeping your shoulders back. Those things are important. But to improve posture, you need to strengthen how your body is balancing and how it moves. Because at the end of the day, if you're a professional, you probably agree it's not just about standing tall. It's about being able to stand tall and then use that biomechanic arrangement as the basis for every motion that you take. As we talk about in seminars, you exercise as you move. Every movement starts with posture, and every movement ends with posture. And so if you have any questions about that, take a look at the website. You'll see a bit more information about it from the public health point of view. The toolkit that you'll be getting has a number of posters, and you'll be getting more access to share images, to print, to post, to share, both internally in your practice, externally, and virtually using the ACE model. And the ACE model stands for awareness, control, and environment. The awareness is to be aware of your posture. That it's important, but what your posture looks and feels like. The C is control, taking control of what you're doing and how you're moving. And the environment is where your body physically is. It's more than ergonomics. It's the way your posture and your body interact in the things that you do in your life. So we've created a series of 3 ACE flyers that are also in the toolkit that have basic catchy ideas about posture to educate people about being posture aware. The idea that college kids are cell phone addicts, they're spending 8 to 10 hours a day on their phones. Not surprisingly, they're having a lot of neck problems. I was in the airport recently. I was in Orlando, of all places, and there were families there with going to Disney World, not surprisingly. And I saw a lot of parents with their kids, and kids that looked like their parents. And when I looked at their posture, it was astounding how much worse the kids' posture was than the parents' posture. And the parents' posture, we know, gets worse with age. There's an epidemic that is going on now that's going to be a slow-rolling epidemic over the next decades because of what's happening now with people having weak posture. Making people aware of what their posture looks like is what the awareness poster is about. The second poster is about control. It's about how you use 640 muscles to balance 206 bones while not pinching 45 miles of nerves and 60,000 miles of blood vessels every time you stand up. And the E is about your posture environment. The way you sit, the way you stand, everything from mattresses to beds to pillows to stand-up desks. These are all to normal desks. These are all part of your postural environment. So we're going to look at these one at a time, looking at your awareness of your posture. This is the poster that you'll be getting, and ACE starts with awareness. I'd like you to print this out and post it in all of the rooms in the office, because we're going to do this on a weekly basis. We're going to make week 1 about awareness, week 2 about control, and week 3 about environment, and week 4 putting it all together. And each one of these posters, printing it out internally and sharing the tidbits of it or the share images of it from it externally. So what we've done is we've taken each one of these posters and we've made social shares for all the services: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn. So you can share these ideas, and there's going to be a couple of these going out every day from our accounts. You'll be getting a link to it. Follow us. When you see these, we suggest you post, you share, you tell other people about it, especially if you are not currently active on social media. If you can connect with some people in your environment who are active with social media, and you start sharing this, getting them to post the things that you're posting, then lets you connect to all the people that they're connected to. It's about putting out content that people want to share and creating a social meme, a social wave of information about posture, because it's not just you that's doing it. We're having literally thousands of other professionals that can put out the same information. So getting everybody working together is what our next challenge is. Talking about having a daily post and tweet coming from you to join the conversation about posture, so that somebody might be seeing the same post from 2, 3, 4, 5 people. But that only happens when you see something, you retweet it, you forward it, you like it, and you comment on it. If you agree with it, say it's a great idea. If you have something to add to the conversation, by all means, add it. The goal is creating social awareness of that simple fact that posture is important. building on the awareness that we've talked about in webinars and seminars, that sitting is the new smoking, that sitting truly does have health effects besides the inactivity, that the physical folding of the head and torso on the pelvis restricts the ability of the lungs and the heart to fully expand, of the abdominal organs to function properly, increasing the risk of both digestive as well as heart disease, stroke, and respiratory mortality incidence goes up, as does diabetes. These ideas are things people don't know about. Your job is educating them about this. What they know about is the very simple, is my posture good? Is my posture bad? And this is one of the share images from the toolkit, making people aware of posture. When people look at this, they'll say, you know what, I have bad posture. Note what happens when you talk about posture awareness. The moment you say it, look at the person and you'll see them straighten up. When you have that awareness on somebody, the more time they get that message about posture being important, it starts to become something that they're thinking, you know what? I've been hearing this a lot lately. I need to do something about it. One of our partners, Lumo, is big in the wearable space. I don't know if you know that fitness trackers are becoming a huge niche, with people tracking if they're walking 10,000 steps a day. Lumo is kind of cool because in addition to being a fitness tracker, by wearing a simple little device, it looks like the communicator from Star Trek is what I've been saying. Always wanted one when I was a kid. And it tells you when you're slumping forward and gives you a little bit of a buzz. So if you see somebody wearing that, you know that they're dialed into their posture because they're working on it already. And there's a lot of different devices and brands that are on the marketplace now, and even more coming. These things are monitoring everything from posture to blood pressure and cholesterol and glucose. One prediction predicts that by 2020 there'll be 75 million devices like this in workplace settings. I'll be speaking at the Institute for Healthcare Consumerism, which is a conference where there'll be about 1,000 human resource professionals and managers. And one of the things we're talking about is exactly this. About 80% of the companies out there have wellness programs that currently are in place. And these fitness trackers and wearable tech in the workplace is a big interest in that niche. There's articles talking about how they improve employee productivity as well as happiness. But one thing that really isn't being done with any of these physical devices is the simple thing of tracking what someone's posture looks like. And that's what your job needs to be, especially if you're dealing with any corporate environments where you can get in and work with the company doing screenings. If you're doing talks with the company, I see some people here that have used the Sitting is the New Smoking lecture in companies. There's lots of ways to get in to talk about posture. If you've taken a picture of somebody and you're assessing them and you're benchmarking it, you then have that to compare it to next year. This is one of the posters that are also in the toolkit, having this around the office. If you have a patient that you've wanted to talk to a spouse, invite them to come in for a free posture month posture analysis, and giving them a way to benchmark their posture. If it's been a while since you've seen somebody, invite them to come in to recheck this year against how they were last year to see how their posture ACE has been doing. Have they been being posture aware? Are they taking control of their environment? And are they doing things differently? So the A from awareness is that a quick posture check is an annual smart thing to do. Seeing what your posture looks like and looking at how you're spending your time. From a clinical point of view, educating people about what you're doing, about what the interpretation is, using the simple model of a posture zone of where your head is, where your torso is, where your pelvis is, and empowering them by showing them how you did it. If you're using an app, the Posture Zone app or another app, or just a plain old camera picture, showing them what to do, because the more you empower them, the more they can then go out and take pictures of other people. If you'd like to see how we use the Posture Zone app, there's a video for that in the toolkit as well. That's on posturemonth.org. And the model we talk about is looking at where the head is over the torso, over the pelvis, over the base of support of where the feet are standing. And when people look at it as a stack of stones balancing, and that ultimately is what posture is, and you compare that over time, either with intervention or getting better or with bad habits making it worse. It's a very visual thing that people get, and that can encourage them to do something to take better control of their posture. And control is what you want to be focusing on for week 2 of Posture Month. So at the beginning of week 2, take down the awareness poster and put up the control poster in the same places. All the other supporting posters, I would suggest not necessarily putting up all over the place, but having them where you can give them if it comes up in conversation. Because if you're talking about awareness, those are the things that come up. If you want to post them, if you have room, great. But the goal is to have the main Posture Month awareness poster up in the office and the weekly awareness, control, or environment poster up as well. And each week have a new topic of conversation that you're talking to with people, so that the people that came back this week see a congruent message this week from last week, but it's something new. It's something new that you can teach them. And as with the awareness posters, the control poster is broken into dozens of share images that will be put out on a daily tweet and share program as well that's coming from our side. You'll be getting information about following us so that you can also tweet, favorite, and like and share. And when we talk about control, it's not just controlling your choices in what you do. It's literally controlling your body, exercising. That's the things that makes the difference with posture. And the essential for strengthening posture is focusing on the core. You need core strength and balance to improve posture. The difference between how you move comes down to choreographing core motion with extremity motion. Someone that's moving gracefully with confidence has those working together. If the core is not working with the extremities and the rest of the kinetic chain, there's a much higher possibility of injury as well as literally falling down. A posture failure is when somebody falls. So taking control is taking action, to begin with moving mindfully. And again, we find that looking at things by posture zone, when you talk to people, giving them one thing at a time to focus on, looking at when you're walking, is your head on top of your shoulders or you slumping forward? Are your shoulders rolling forward? Are your arms swinging evenly over your pelvis? Do both parts of your feet strike the same part of the ground when you're walking? One of the challenges of posture is that there's so many different things that affect it, which is why the ACE model is a framework to talk to people about one thing at a time and to focus them on making small changes. A focus per week, awareness, control, environment, is a way to really get into someone's behavior to start shifting some of their habits. If someone's walking, especially if they're walking for exercise, consider having them trying Nordic walking. That's using ski pole kinds of devices. The advantage is when you're walking with a pole, when your hands are moving backwards and forwards, when you plant the pole, if there's an asymmetry in how your arms are moving, you become very aware of that very quickly, and the going towards symmetry of arm and leg with a pole is creating more of a closed kinetic chain, which is helping you to more effectively engage the core. I have a patient, when I first saw him, he was in a wheelchair, and when he was getting up, he was using a walker. Now he still uses the wheelchair, but he's getting up and exercising using exercise poles. But they're not just for older people. They're for anybody that wants to exercise and get an upper body as well as lower body workout, training mindful control of how you're moving. Mindful control extends to how you're lifting. The same ideas we talk about stacking your posture zones when you're standing, works when you're trying to lift something as well. Keeping your head over the base support of your feet and having the mass that you're lifting as close as possible to that center line, and keeping your pelvis and torso as well centered over that center line. Making people aware of how to lift strong, giving them fun tools in the office to focus them to retrain it. One tool that I like is posture beads. I was asked to look at them. They're basically a necklace with a bead string going down the middle of the back. I thought I was going to know what it feels like. We test a lot of things like this, and I'm usually pretty spot on. And I got to tell you, I was surprised because when I leaned forward even a little bit, the bead swung forward, telling me that I was rounding my back in ways that I wasn't aware of. It's about training control. When you're working with posture, you want to have accurate motion that's moving towards symmetry. And this is what's been shown to have a big effect with chronic low back pain. And when you're exercising, if you're exercising asymmetrically, you're making your body move better with that asymmetry. All exercise isn't the same. People with chronic back pain control their body differently even when they're having a good day. So when they're exercising, they're not moving with symmetry. And that's also why exercising with focused attention on accurate posture control makes such a big difference on not just the pain and how they're moving, but the confidence, the way that they feel in general. This also is one of the big reasons why controlled motion exercise reduces the risk of falls as people get older. A couple of studies have said the same thing. This was a nice meta-study that found that in people with chronic and recurrent low back pain, motion control exercise, or MCE, was better than several other treatments, including general exercise and spinal manipulation. And I'm a chiropractor saying this. When we talk about controlled motion exercise, we're talking about things where you're moving mindfully, not just going to the gym, but focusing on your body. The first one in this direction was yoga, Pilates, and Tai Chi, and what we teach clinically, StrongPosture protocols, all use the same ideas. And these are self-help exercises that pros can also use to individualize for a patient's problems. One of the handouts that we have in the toolkit is a basic beginning BAM, or balance, alignment, motion exercise from the StrongPosture protocols. Postural motion control exercise all trains balance and alignment and motion. So whether you're talking about yoga or Pilates, all these motion control exercise, by focusing attention on proprioception of where you think something is and the motor reality using an external focus, you're correcting sensory motor errors. So if you're going to work with posture, you really need to be incorporating some way of retraining control, accurate control, towards symmetry, and making people aware of that by simply having them doing a basic posture exercise as part of their routine. They're taking a posture break instead of just standing up and stretching, which is not an evil thing, it's a good thing, but standing up and doing some basic postural exercise. And the third element, week 2 posters come down, control comes down, we can keep it up someplace, but you put the big one out, we want people to see it, where it says environment. An environment is sitting, standing, sleeping, working, playing. But the biggest thing people think about with environment is at work, ergonomics. And there's been a couple of studies that have said the same thing. It's better to have a good workplace from a stress and productivity point of view. If you're sitting all day folded, you don't feel good, you have less energy. There's a bunch of new things that have come out. My biggest favorite is the desks that go up and down. Some people have a stand-up desk, but now there's also tabletop options that you can move up and down. So it's not like you're stuck in a standing position all day long. You can move the desk up and down during your day. And that's the kind of desk that I'm at right now. It's about keeping the body moving and looking at at being aware of your environment and controlling how you're moving within your environment. So the ACE framework is not ACE in isolation. It's starting with awareness, then teaching them how to control one thing at a time, and then looking at their environment and looking at how they can control that, and optimizing that for their well-being. Sitting on a ball for part of the day at work makes sense. It's about keeping the body moving, not being in the same groove. And when you stop moving at the end of the day, when you lay down and go to sleep, looking at your environment then as well. There's quick fixes that getting a proper pillow, keeping your head on top of your torso, putting a pillow between your knees, and all of these images, there's literally dozens and dozens of share images that we've created for each one of these posters. So there's well over 100 share images for the dozen posters that we're going to be using to promote awareness, control, and environment. And sleep is one of the things that you need to be aware that there's changes going on, that the niche is not what it used to be. It used to be mattress stores or going to department stores. Now there's a number of more affordable home delivery and free trial options, along with very, very high-priced bedding stores that are in kiosks in the mall. It's out with box springs. Sleep foundations are the new thing now. Inner springs used to be the only way a good mattress was. Now there's a lot of really good foam mattresses, especially memory foam mattresses. The first memory foam mattresses, a lot of people reported sleeping hot. They have new cooling technology that takes care of that. Even have things that have pressure point mapping to adjust to the individual. There's a lot of new things in the space. The point is not choosing this brand or that brand. The point is knowing that there's choices and having people become aware of how they're sleeping, what's comfortable, and how they're aligning their posture zones. And you're teaching them to be aware of that. Integrating awareness, control, and environment is the point of posturemonth.org, pulling together different people to help communicate the idea that posture is important and actionable. And with that, it's not just the fourth week of Posture Month. It should be the ongoing goal of any biomechanically based practice. Being aware of their posture with an annual check, minimally, controlling their posture, focusing a little bit of any exercise routine on strengthening balance, alignment, and motion. And working with the environment at home or school, if you're an athlete especially, being aware of your postural environment from your shoes on up is key both for injury prevention as well as for performance. So actionability starts with awareness. Doing something means taking control and then looking at what you do with that control. Putting out these 3 posters, 1 per week during Posture Month, to be posture aware, and taking posture pictures of people, and inviting them to take posture pictures of other people, showing them how to, or tell them they can come into your office and take a picture in your office. If you have a grid, great, but taking the picture is the point. Wearables have become a huge, huge niche, and adding your voice when you see somebody wearing a Fitbit on their wrist or a Lumo on their chest, especially tells you that they're interested in posture, they're interested in motion, and you want to make them aware of and interested in their posture as well. Taking control of their body with basic postural exercises helps to build that awareness. Your posture is shaped by what you do with your body. You want your body to move well. And design your environment to be sitting and standing strong at work or at play. How you hold your body molds how your body holds you. This is the announcement poster for Posture Month. The idea being, posture is really important. I suggest printing this out in your office. If you have places in town, from the health food store to the supermarket to church or synagogue, ask if you can put one there as well. Creating awareness that posture is important is something that needs to happen socially. Integrating the real world with online world, because we're going to be doing a lot of shares and we'd like you to join us with that. We'll talk about that in just a moment. If you'd like a full-size poster of this, go to posturemonth.org. You can order it there. The goal is promoting awareness that posture is important. We want to bend the curve, socially speaking, not the spinal curve, the social curve on posture. Join us in promoting these ideas. ACE, promoting that, the awareness, and teaching people that they can do something about it. They can strengthen the muscles they need to stand tall. Many people say, I can't keep on standing with good posture because I'm not strong enough. You're right. That's the problem. That's why you want to be doing strong posture exercises or yoga or Pilates or Tai Chi or something to strengthen how they're standing and how they're moving. And then sharing this message that posture is actionable by sharing the message of awareness, control, and environment. May is Posture Month. If you have social accounts that you haven't been on for a while, check in. If there's anyone that you know that is an influencer, connect with them and talk to them both online and in the real world about sharing the message of posture being important, and let them know that you'll be posting messages regularly during Posture Month. If you don't have a Facebook account, it's easy to set up. If you don't have a Twitter account and you'd like to know a bit more about Twitter, we're giving you a video to set up a Twitter account in the toolkit. The Goal is integrating the real world and the virtual world. Anything that you're posting online, tag Posture Month. You want to be part of putting this message out there for the 31 days of May. This effort has happened because of collaboration and cooperation with numerous associations and societies in different professions. They're listed on posturemonth.org. If you don't see your association, chapter, or society listed, invite them to join us. There's no cost. And we mentioned that there's a strong effort going out to media and the press. We have connections with media in a number of different states. If we don't know that your association is supporting us, then they're not getting that promotion that you guys are working with Posture. You want to get online, you want to share and tag and talk about posture. If you know somebody with bad posture, tag them Posture Month. If they sit all day at work, everyone doesn't work with bodies the way you and I do. Tag them. Or people like us that are always working their body in the same groove. Tag Posture Month to put that out as a trending meme in the world. I hope you've enjoyed this. I really thank you for being here. If you'd like more information about what I do the other 11 months of the year, I talk about posture. I invite you to visit my blog. It's on the pro resources on posturepractice.com. It'll help you to keep up with posture trends and research. I greatly appreciate your time and attention being here, and I appreciate your dedication to helping people to move well, to be healthy. This is Dr. Stephen Weiniger. Have a great day.